Oh my goodness! It is the end of the day.
So good and normal.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
It's 4 o'clock somewhere.
It is. It's 4 o'clock right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So we came. Corbett, Stubbert.
No, we need an intro.
No, this is
Yeah,
the intro.
Oh, no, we need an intro. In fact, you're right. This is the intro.
Yeah.
Hi, PsychSessions followers. This is Eric Landrum. I am here with Corbett Stubbert and Garth Neufeld. We just finished a day of planning for the future world domination of PsychSessions.
Yes.
Conversations about teaching and stuff. Hi, Corb. Hi, Garth.
Hello.
Hey. Back in Boise.
Yeah, I
Back
love it.
in Boise. It's very kind of you to lie like that right off the top
you
at the
kidding
very
me?
beginning.
It's been great.
It's very kind. It is a nice little city. It really is.
It
It's
is.
nice.
We got together. We try to do this once or twice a year. Twice a year now, I think, because we got together exactly a year ago in June. And yeah, it's necessary these days, I think, to do what we're doing to get some face time.
Well, I think one of the things that faculty members learned during the pandemic is that you can do your job at a distance and you can have Zoom meetings, but it's not the same as being in person. And so I think PsychSessions has made a commitment to spend a little bit of budget on being together in person and having a productive day and a half versus, we could have done this over Zoom, but we all know it wouldn't have been the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like
Sure.
torture to be on. How many hours did we spend? 12 hours probably by the end.
Imagine doing that on Zoom.
No.
Thanks.
Oh, but we've all done it before.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, especially during the pandemic, we did it all the time. But we are fortunate enough and blessed enough that we can be together and work face to face and have important discussions about upcoming features and offerings from the podcast, from the PsychSessions network.
Yep.
So, can we recap the day, gentlemen, about what were the highlights or lowlights, if you want?
Can I just say one other thing? We maybe
Yeah,
we'll cut
'cause I
this
can
out.
edit this
but
out.
Yeah. But I was just going to
I
say,
know how that works.
the reason we can do this is that we have had generous partners throughout the history of the podcast, and I'm thinking about kind of current partners, like Norton Publishing and Macmillan Learning,
STP.
the Society for the Teaching of Psychology. Some of these groups, and there have been other publishers in the past. These are kind of the current partners that we're working with, but their support allows us to create resources and professional development resources, I guess, for teachers of psychology for free. And so we are blessed, and we feel very fortunate.
And let me just add to that we have private donors as well. So we have corporations who have been sponsors. You hear their commercials on the podcast from time to time. But we also have private donors who have contributed through PayPal. We've just launched a Patreon page.
That's right.
So we're thankful also we're thankful to everyone, our listeners, our donors, our sponsors, our supporters. But we do have some private folks who have made some substantial donations that are highly appreciated.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So, and you were just, in this spirit of Thanksgiving, it's the end of 2023,
In the spirit
Eric.
of gratitude.
In a spirit of
theme
gratitude.
of
Is that the
gratitude.
theme?
Theme of
Okay.
2024.
All right, so here's what we're talking
Gratitude.
about, friends. So I had this idea that was universally poo-pooed. I mean, I lost the 2-1 vote, I got to tell you, of making the year 2024 the year of gratitude, being grateful for all the things that we have, all the supporters, the technology that we have access to, the talent we have access to. And I thought it was a good idea. I'm just going to say it right here. I thought it was a good idea, but clearly on a 2-1 vote, I lost. So,
I was ready to put it on the front page of the website.
well, but
The year of gratitude.
Corb, you were so manipulated during the day doing
got
other
manipulated.
technology things.
I did.
You didn't have the bandwidth to change the front page.
Now, I'm actually a little confused. I realized that I probably wasn't listening very well, because now I'm thinking, I don't remember voting. I think you're being facetious, and that we are going to take gratitude into 2024, right? We're going.
I don't know. I don't run this show. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm one cog in the wheel.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
there was no vote, of course.
Of course.
But let's just say it wasn't universally embraced by hugs and kisses, and high fives when I recommended it.
You recommended it about like at the 11th hour of our time together.
I am so sorry that my timing and my desire for gratitude inconvenienced you.
Yeah.
Let's get this on the record.
Yeah. I just don't think I could be as excited at this time, but I think that it's a great way forward for us.
I'm older than you are, so maybe I'm thinking more gratitude here at the end as opposed to you. So maybe gratitude's on my mind more often. It could be that.
Oh, well, I think we can carry it forward, and folks who are listening should just know that we're very grateful, and we couldn't probably list all the people who have contributed even in this calendar year, but we are grateful.
What did we accomplish today, gentlemen? What can we share about? Can we give some sneak peeks as to what's coming in the PsychSessions future for 2024 and beyond?
Yeah, actually, Corb, you put out a new feature today, so by the time people are listening to this, they'll already have received something in their inbox, which is, I think, a really nice way forward. So, you want to talk about kind of the new newsletter feature?
Yeah, I was just thinking about how when I'm going to listen to a new podcast, sometimes it pops up on an app or, it pops up somewhere for me to remind me. But oftentimes it's when I get a personal email and then I'm reminded, oh yeah, there's this great podcast that I love listening to, but sometimes I need a reminder. So we thought that we should send out an email, like MailChimp email, and just to remind you of all the great new content that's coming up. And so we're going to try and do that every time we have one of our flagship podcasts that come out. We're going to send out an email to all of our subscribers. So, and then just share the website. With more subscribers, the better. We have about 500 right now, but we want to expand. So any way that we can. We don't want to like inundate your inbox, but we definitely want to get that content into your inbox so that you remember to listen.
We don't want to inundate. We just want to date or something. There's some sort of variation on that word.
That's right.
We want to we want to get in there and provide high quality information.
I think one of the things that we all talk about is if you're going to send people information, make it aesthetically pleasing and make it meaningful to their lives.
Sure.
So we actually put together an email and then we cut out half of it.
Right.
Like just an hour ago, right before we sent it, we looked at it and we thought people don't want to read all this. So we're trying to really curate exactly what might be helpful for you.
And we made some hard decisions. I got to say, we originally had a picture of Garth and I, and my part was cut out. I mean, we really did cut out about half of the whole original message.
Yeah, that was a voting thing, like 2-1.
Actually, I think I voted to have my half eliminated.
That's right.
I think I was on the winning side of that
ballot. You should look at the picture in your inbox.
That is actually a very nice picture.
That's great. Picture. I should have had my eyes on it.
Live today in Boise on
Boise
this
State.
7th of December, 2023. 8th of December.
8th of December. Yeah. Another feature we talked about today is that, and hopefully this will get released quick enough to preview this event, but we're going to do an end-of-the-year podcast. We've done that twice before in our future. I think there are, 10 or 12 recordings, Garth, that you made over the course of your conference travels throughout 2023. And what a great way to wrap a bow on the year as to just give out, a lot of our colleagues can't travel to conferences. And that's one of the beauties of PsychSessions is that we can bring all these resources. We thanks to Corb, we get them organized, we get them looking good on the website and on MailChimp and the newsletter and the flyers. And then, with the Podference, you're going to have access to, I think, 10 or 12 different keynotes or conversations at different conferences. And if you didn't get a chance to go, we've recorded some of them. Not all of them, but some of them.
Yeah, I like that we're doing that. I think it's something that we'll continue to do as we get to these conferences. Some of it is just limited by where we're at, but when we're there, people are very generous to let us mic them up. And, I think a lot of conferences are now, recording some of their own stuff. I think that's good for conferences to put that out and make it free for people. But where conferences aren't doing it, we'll show up and do it.
But I think what's interesting, I think you're right. Conferences are doing some recording, especially when they hire a company to do the AV. And the MPAs, the WPAs, they do that already. But I got to be honest with you, I don't remember seeing the distribution of those.
That's right.
Like, so when you record an Elizabeth Loftus, a keynote speaker at RMPA, which I think RMPA did record, did they release it? I think the answer is no, but didn't you record it?
I did not record that one, actually.
Elizabeth
You know,
Loftus?
she told me that her
Did she
talks...
forbid it?
No, but when I was talking with her about it, she told me that her talks don't really work well audio only. I think that was sort of it. Or maybe it was... Maybe I'm getting confused with Zoom. Maybe she doesn't like doing Zoom. But regardless, people want to hear from her.
Right. I respect her opinion about her talks, but at the same time, I think our audience, getting to hear a talk from an Elizabeth Loftus level psychologist, even though she doesn't think it's optimal, I think it's even better in the long run to with permission, of course, to release someone's keynote address.
Yeah.
You know, she might like it. She might love it to have the slides accompany it. And by the way, we could figure out how to do that.
Sure.
If she gave us a PDF slide deck of her slides,
For sure.
they could go as an attachment to the upload that we use and the systems that we use. And a person could, in theory, follow along and try to figure out, okay, she's not talking about what's on that slide anymore. I go to the next one. So it's something that we could try.
Yeah, we could even create video. I mean, we now have a new tab on the website for video. We could create a video with that content.
Yeah.
It'd be easier.
I think for our listeners who are curious about the back room is that it's a really fun endeavor. I'm speaking for myself that we get to be creative AF, right? We get to be I didn't say the word, so don't panic. There's no extra editing. We get to be creative and think about how can we serve teachers of psychology? What kind of resources can be available to them? And I think in 2024 you'll see us branch out into transcripts and maybe instructors' resources and maybe all kinds of other things that we brainstorm in part today.
Yeah, and just getting back to your point about like RMPA and the dissemination, I guess that's where PsychSessions can be a vehicle even for those groups to put this stuff out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so many of us, I mean, this is such a generous community. We do want to get free resources out to teachers of psychology, and the places that we know, like the RMPAs, I think that they're down with that. They understand that everybody can't come there as well, and so if anybody has talks that they're recording and they don't have a good dissemination plan, contact us.
First off, ACT is another place that's been very generous to us. But I would add to what you just said and said if they don't have a way to distribute it, let us know. But even if you do, putting it on 2 platforms is better than having it on 1 platform.
Yeah.
So if RMPA or MPA or WPA had their own distribution method to reach their members, we would certainly reach some of the non-members.
Yeah.
And so why not distribute it in 2 places? If you want to have a lag so that it goes out first to your WPA membership, I could understand that. And then 6 months later, PsychSessions distributes again. There's another wave of activity. You can watch downloads. You can watch the stats and see what the PsychSessions effect is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What else did we talk about that's coming up in 2024? Is there anything else that people should be waiting for and aware of?
We talked a lot about diabetes last night. So we talked about the different types of diabetes, type 1, type 2. We talked a lot about
They're all represented in this
diet,
room. Yeah. Pre-diabetic, full on. No,
you're right.
No
We've got the
insulin.
trio.
Oh my
I didn't
God.
think about the golden trio, the triumvirate.
Oh my gosh, we go out to eat and all the needles come out. It's like super fun.
Oh man, there is something wrong.
Okay.
Folks, we might need a plan B for this crew for if we don't make it past 2025.
Some people are injecting insulin. Some people are just measuring their insulin.
Yeah.
And some people aren't even thinking about their insulin.
Yeah.
Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe, attorneys at law, right? I mean, we've got the whole menagerie.
Oh my. Well, I think that
is that
means
too much? I'm sorry. Without identifying who has what.
Yeah, no, let's let them guess.
Is that an overshare? Can I get your consent right now, verbally,
100%.
on this recording?
We'll see.
Oh, okay. Well,
No.
then this could be edited out. Note to Eric.
No, we don't need to edit. I'm the type 1er, so yeah, everybody knows that.
You're number 1.
Yeah.
You always have been number 1. You're number 1 in the program and number 1 in our hearts. Garth Neufeld. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that we have had the time together to
have a laugh or sing a song.
Have a laugh, sing a song, plan for 2024, reflect on 2023. I would say that we are in a great place as an organization. We're growing. We're getting other people involved. We have so many hosts. We have new programming coming down. Expect something on careers. Expect something on AI. Expect something on stats. I mean, PsychSessions is going to continue to add these series in 2024.
We've got an abnormal that's out there that's in the works.
Yeah.
Cool. PsychSessions for abnormal psych.
Yeah, you might even think about how that one might be different than the clinical one we have kind of in the wings as well. Yeah. So
we've got two twins working on maybe thinking about a clinical psych
That's
podcast.
Right. That's right. So
shout out to the twins.
Anything else before we wrap up here?
No, I think we've engaged enough tomfoolery for one recording.
Thanks for inviting us to your college.
Yeah, thanks for having us out.
It's my pleasure. Garth, you've done this many times, taking me to Cascadia and before that to Highline, and so I appreciate it. It's all time with both of you is time well spent.
That's right.
That's nice. Yeah.